using old found wood, I felt free enough to just make whatever I felt like making, and if it didn't work, oh well, it was old wood. And sometimes the wood splits, sometimes it breaks off, sometimes it won't accept nails and screws and glue. And so it really freed me to be more creative and not worry over the materials part so much. This piece here is called Myth Number 1, Icarus. Well, if you think about the myth of Icarus, Icarus flew too close to the sun, and the wax wings that Dad had formed for him melted off, and he fell into the sea and perished. So when I think about that, how do you make that abstract enough to be interesting, not literal, but abstract? And that, I think, is where I also try and head when I'm making a piece, is keep it abstracted. So on this piece, if you think about it, I used some old Adirondack chair arms to make this wing-like structure. So there's the wing part, not literally, but kind of there. And then that upper piece, it looks kind of like a head, but it looks like it's kind of melting and coming down through to the sea. And then on the bottom, I made this boat-like structure. And this can actually rock like a boat, but it was my way of kind of holding Icarus before he hit the sea and perished. So there are some real literal connections, but mostly abstracted versions. And I would like to think if somebody sees it, they can see the Icarus myth right there. I don't know. When I started, I just worked with this piece right here. I made a rectangular box structure. And I had another piece of a really great patinaed wood that I had found. So I thought, oh, I'll make two box structures and attach them. And I clamped them, but I must not have clamped them hard enough, because when I went out, I slammed the studio door and I came back in, and one of them had twisted just the littlest bit, this one. And I thought, oh, no, I have to put them back parallel. And then I thought, whoa, wait a minute. This is like a sign. This is like a gift. They were meant to be shifted just enough to give it some dynamic feeling. And so that I went with it. I glued and screwed real quick so I would capture that gift. And then I made this more kind of cube. It's not really a cube, it's a wedge shape. And I had it sitting straight into this piece. And I, again, clamped it, but not enough. Went outside, slammed the door, came back in, and it had shifted the opposite. So it had gone back where this was coming forward. And I thought, oh, another gift. And all this adds up to just letting go and recognizing when something is there that you need to work with and leave. Leave it alone. We're in such a unique place that there can be humongous storms and you can feel the salt spray. And I can smell it on this wood a lot of times, if it's especially pieces of boats. They come into the studio and I come in here and I think, wow, that smells so yummy. It's the sea, it's the salt, it's the brine, it's things scrubbed by salt waves and sand. So literally, my work has the sea and the environment on it. And then I get to walk through it. That's part of my process. I used to scour the beaches for things after a big storm that I could use, find lots of beautiful chunks of wood that were from boats and things. There's a scent and a sound. Sometimes I'll come in the studio, I'll hear groans, and the wood is drying out and it's changing. It's kind of creaking and groaning. So it's always like a surprise here. But I couldn't do this kind of thing anywhere as beautifully, I think, because of the beauty of what I find here and what it's been, and what I can make it into.